Hello, everyone. Welcome to one of the most versatily placed GBC lives we've done so far. Yes, this is not my garage. It's very hot in Southern California right now, and I kind of been forced into inside the house. If you hear any barking, well, just brings extra flavor to today's episode. Anyways, super excited just to get into it. This is uh, uh, I've said a few times already, experienced it, looking forward to it. My favorite gravel weekend, and so looking forward to getting the fall season started. So let's just bring everyone in and just start talking. So, hello. Uh-oh.
Am I here?
I hear you. I don't
I
hear.
muted myself. Sorry. Hello.
How are both of you doing?
Good.
Good. Yeah. I mean, I feel like I get the least amount of sleep the night before I push out the rider guide because I am way too much of a perfectionist to make sure it's all right. So
That's
yeah,
good.
I'm a little bit sleep deprived, but the guide is out.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I already went through a few pages of it today. I already got comments from people on the rider guide, and hopefully they've got questions. Which I don't know if the Facebook feed is working, but that's fine because the YouTube is really where it's at. So if you have any questions, go ahead, throw it in here on the side. So, uh, year 4. I'm still pretty excited. Are you?
Yeah. Yes. I mean, I think it's always like hectic leading up to it and crazy. And then afterwards, you're like, yes, we're going to do this every year. It's amazing. There's so much positive feedback, but it definitely is a lot of work. And it's surprising that it's already year 4. I don't know where the time's gone, but I think, yeah, we're going to do some things different this year. So I'm excited to see how that turns out.
Well, uh, I know part of it, but for those that are just new to Mammoth Tuff or unfamiliar, let's talk a little bit about those changes.
Yeah, sounds good. I mean, the biggest one is the UCI thing, that's for sure. We had conversations with them for quite a few years now. This isn't something that sort of happened overnight. They've basically been trying to sell us on it for a while, and we had a lot of hesitations in the beginning and sort of pumping the brakes of like, yeah, can you just like let us put on a few years of this first and see if we can get a good race under our belts and feel confident about it before we sort of jump into any sort of structure or sanctioning that goes along with that. But I think after 3 years of putting on the event, we kind of wanted to see it not go to the next level per se, but just sort of bring a wider audience. Like, I think we did a really good job of bringing a very Southern California, Northern California crowd, and us investing in the UCI being part of that series, I think, was us saying that we also wanted to invite a bigger audience, not just a very California centric one. So that's happening. So I'm pretty excited to see people from all over coming this year.
So, wow. So for those of us that don't really know what that entails, does that mean commissaires and rules? And what exactly does that mean to have a UCI
Rules are my favorite. I mean, there's two sides to it. Like, Tuff is still the same event. I don't want people to like lose that, and UCI with the Gravel World Series, it's pretty loose right now. And this is kind of where we've been and why we're like, I don't know if we're ready yet, maybe now we're ready. It was coming to those kind of like terms of like, what else can we add to the event to help it grow? And then what are the things that we see like in the gravel scene that like offers something different, And I think that's kind of the piece is like this UCI thing really, it's not just to send your elite racers to go race at Worlds. This is for like your masters and your amateur age groupers too. And so it's an opportunity for people to go qualify. And then if they want to go race in Europe at World Championships a few weeks later, it lines up. And so that's the cool part about it. It's a qualifying event. There's 2 in the US. There's Arkansas in April, and there's us in September. It'll stay the same as far as we know as of last week for next year. And yeah, like having a qualifier is kind of a cool thing, you know, like chasing cyclocross for so long, like it was always something that, you know, even amateur racers did, was they wanted to go to Worlds and race. And so it's kind of fun to be able to add that little element to it, and it's helped grow parts of the event. I didn't think, like the medium course is the most popular this year, which I didn't think necessarily would be the case, and that to me is pretty cool, especially with some of the changes that we've made.
So for Joe, normal guy, age group racer, like where would I have to finish to qualify for Worlds?
Top 25%. And so if you, let's say you're in an older age group, not your age group, like we're talking 70 plus, if there's only like a handful of people who are signed up for your category, the top 3 are automatically going to get qualified. So if you show up and there's only 4 people, it's not like only the first person is going. They'll still pull the top 3 riders. And so for the age groups that have more, it is a top 25% thing. So if it turns out to be 7.1 people, then it rounds up to 8. So then 8 people would be given the qualification spot. And yeah, like Dave was saying, it's really the beautiful thing about this relationship at the UCI is for gravel. It's not like the other events like cyclocross and mountain bike racing and road racing, where there's race officials and there's people checking things, and it's all very high and tight and like with a lot of rules. I think when the UCI came in to doing this, they realized that people loved the little bit loosey-goosey, like not very structured aspect that gravel was, and they sort of left it that way. And I think a lot of people have this misconception that they were going to come in and, you know, regulate tire widths and not allow drafting and be like very strict about all of this stuff. When in reality, once we started looking at all the fine print for setting it up, it was basically like, no, just like do it the way you normally do it. Just have the right categories and follow like a few of these things and you're good to go. So that was
There's definitely changes. Don't get us wrong. Like gravel, Midwest gravel that we wanted to bring to California is going very Californian, where we have to mark courses, you know? And so there's things like that where like, yeah, we have to change it, but it's it's for the better, I think, for what the things that people ask for in the surveys afterwards anyway. And yeah, like Amanda's saying, like this was what, like 7-8 years of conversations when this all started. And that being said, it was always asking those questions, because yeah, for UCI events that when you, like Amanda was saying with cyclocross, like drop bars are a must. With this, it's like you can ride a mountain bike, but if you go to Worlds, you have to ride drop bars. And so people just need to pay attention to the rules in those regards if they decide to go to World Championships. But for tough, it's still tough. Just follow the arrows, preferably your head unit.
New arrows.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was, you know, whenever it was events, I was asking people if I would see them there. And, you know, people were bringing up this UCI angle. Now, just, you know, for people in the gravel world, you don't have to be a UCI racer to come to this event. And if you saw our video last year, it was kind of the opposite with me and my wife, where we just enjoyed it. And that was my wife's first gravel event. And she loved it. She's got a college reunion that weekend, which we're like, but we definitely want to bring her back. And my daughter's becoming of age too, so I can't wait to make it a family event out there, because it's just so sparkly with the Eastern Sierra and everything out there.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And that was that, like I said, that was a non-negotiable for us. Like we weren't going to come in and put on a UCI race that was like only UCI categories and take away the heart and soul of what we had already put together in Mammoth. And because they were willing to work with us and say like, yeah, just do your thing, just have these categories and follow a few of these rules for us, and you can send people to Worlds. We're like, okay, that sounds good to us.
Yeah.
So
Only
can we-
license for the elite category. So people
Oh,
don't have to be concerned about that. Like that's always like the biggest question that I'll get. And so it's an easy one. You're like, well, if they don't, you know, it's kind of like Grand Fondo rules. We can still
Are
do
we gonna
mass
see-
start.
are we going to see World Tour pros now?
I wish. Not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet.
If you guys
It's
want to
coming.
help me put together a prize purse, I'm sure they'll be here.
Ah, money.
That's
the
the few questions that I have answered with like, what's the payout? And you're like, wow, you could still come and help us grow, you know?
root. That's the payout.
Yeah,
Philanthropy.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Well-
I'm doing it.
I mean, even without a prize, a big prize pool, the Sunday raffle is pretty much about as big as you can get, and so many great prizes that yeah, for some reason Vic has never won. He hasn't been there, but he's giving me the tickets, but I've walked away with stuff for some reason. So
His tickets just never get drawn.
I guess
I've been
not.
Wow.
I guess not. Yeah.
Surprise.
But
I've been-
but yeah, I was really
It's the biggest prize thing I've ever seen at any event, like by far. It's not even close. So yeah, that's a great reason to come just in itself. And to watch Zach run drunk around at Buff.
Yeah, you can do
Are
that
you
again,
signing
Zach?
up?
Well, if I do the long, I probably won't.
Okay.
Two things I want to do. One is, well, the long is pretty long. It's a pretty big day, and I might need every ounce of strength just to get through that. The other thing I'm considering, and I know a lot of people from Bakersfield are coming out. Grizzly Cycles, I know. Kevin from his shop is making out and bringing a few people. The other thing I'm considering is I know you also have a fat bike category do you still have that for the short? So
All three.
oh, all three?
Yeah, if anyone crazy wants to do fat bike, it's like a thing in the Midwest. That's why we carried it over to here. Like the weird fat bikers that have to ride in the snow and stuff in the Midwest. That's like a big deal for those weirdos to bring their fat bikes to these gravel events, and it's always been a thing for like the past decade. So we just carried it over into this race.
Oh, wow.
Zach, there you go.
Well, I think for
Gravel
the long,
Plus, here you go.
I think for the long, that would just be an incredibly,
Slow.
getting that bike, 10
Yeah.
miles an hour is quite a feat. I was
Just think
thinking
about
As
how
long
much
as you
would
can
float on the
beat
stand.
8.3, you'll make the time cuts.
I don't know.
You'll be the
It'll make
first
for a
person to
better video.
actually finish it.
Yeah.
Wait, do you have a fat bike?
I bought a fat bike from Grizzly Cycles at the beginning of the year.
Oh,
I
That's
also
why I
know.
pulled him out.
Well, but here's I shouldn't be saying this because I believe Kevin from Grizzly Cycles also signed up for the single speed long category.
Mhm.
And like yeah, exactly. I'm like, that is very beastie because the if people watch videos, watch this live before, the medium course, which has under 4,000 feet of elevation, but it is not, it definitely punches way above those numbers with the conditions out there. So, well,
Not
elevation.
true. It rolls just
Yeah, yeah.
fine.
well,
It's easy.
It's so easy.
well, I know it's a little bit. I think definitely a little bit more road than the year we did it. And I know, well, a lot of people are doing the middle distance, but I just want to maybe get through the long on a regular bike and see how that goes before I start bringing out uh, the fatty out there. I might just bring it along just for giggles, and if oh, please nobody sabotage my regular bike, so I only have the fat bike. Please don't let that happen,
Oh
Vic.
no, that won't happen.
No, yeah.
Hey, can we
Never.
divulge the actual distance of the middle route yet, or no?
I could tell you what it is. I have it
Okay,
up.
what is it?
67.5 miles.
Okay,
And
because
there's
I originally said
I would
between
just
60
round up and
65.
say 3,600 feet of climbing,
Okay,
but it rolls totally different than it has before.
totally
Yeah,
different.
and yeah, because the big difference for this year is the Crowley Dam, that is one of the access points for our aid station to get there, is closed. So we essentially had to take out the whole Owens Gorge Road, that out and back section that was towards the halfway point, the turnaround point.
Yeah,
We couldn't
yeah,
use
At
yeah.
this
it.
point,
Yeah. So
Oh,
it's going to
I
be a
just
different
did
course
that.
this year for the medium.
we'll stay more towards Orleans River Road in that upper part of the Long Valley and do an inner loop in an area most people don't even know exist. But everything over there is rolling pretty well. Hopefully, if we get some rain, it'll be amazing. Because the graders have already done the job. Now it's a matter of doing the dance so that the rain comes and then letting things settle. So yeah, it's yeah, the descent that we have on here, that's part of the start for the long and middle part of the medium course. Like, you couldn't pedal the whole thing before, and I rode with some fast kids the other day, and I don't pedal the whole thing, but they definitely did. So it was impressive to see, and it's, yeah, everything's rolling really well.
Wait, what do you mean you didn't pedal? Like, you had to get off?
No, I just stood up and let my brakes go. I don't need to go over 35 on a descent. I'm like, I still have to get in front of a computer Monday morning.
Roger.
So let me just throw on, I know people are commenting, but Chris doing the 40 this year, super stoked to give it a try. 40 is a great way into it. Michelle, oh yes, Goldberg, yes, she'll be doing the 40. Ty, who yes.
Oh yes.
Nice.
You better come dressed pretty well for the beer mile. And then Jeff's, I get the medium's a beast. And then thank gravel, it's Friday. Who is that?
I don't know. That's weird.
These people. No, I guess inside joke, but our friends Thank Gravel Friday, they're going to be there. Dom, Jace, a couple other of the crew, I believe, leading the shakeout ride on Friday. And yeah, they definitely bring up party, but responsible atmosphere to events that they show up to.
Responsible partying pre-ride.
Yes, they definitely can keep it within a certain confines that won't get anybody arrested, but still really feel like it's a rocket time.
Wow.
Well, I mean, for people that have not been there, like the reason why I say it's my favorite gravel weekend is like you just like from Friday to Sunday, it just feels, the most complete event. The fact that everything is in one location, everybody is pretty much hangs out at one location. There at the village, you can pop in and out whenever you want, but it just kind of seems like, everyone loves talking bikes and love talking gravel, and I think that that's part of the thing about cycling is it's a shared experience, and really bringing everyone together really just enhances the community. And so even Thursday night when we show up there to Mammoth Brewing, tons of people there that happen to get in. But yeah, the shakeout ride, and then people getting ready on Friday, and then just after the ride on Saturday, where everyone's there in the village, and then. Did you expect all those crowds for Sunday? Because I know people like bring their chairs. It's quite. I've never seen like a day after quite like that before.
I mean, they put chairs out for us too, now that it's kind of turned into a party. So yeah, it's nice. That
Yeah.
and
Quite a few
coffee
people.
and hang out. So I don't know. I like Sunday's probably my favorite part of the event. It's the least amount of stress and the most fun to watch, you know. But it is something that's cool, and I think something that we've always had. Like we've seen similar things done at other types of events, and so to be able to do that is yeah, it's a pretty fun thing. And we have like the local mountain bike teams, like the Bishop kids and the Mammoth kids, that like can come out and get stuff, and it's neat to see them like be able to take things back to the team, like helmets and other things that we have. And it's, yeah, giving back to the community in a different way, as well as all the riders that are coming in.
Well, checking some of the notes from earlier, like there's tons of other things, like the concert you have going there at the end, the bar there that's going to benefit. Is that a cycling group that ESAC?
Dave's on the board for the Eastern Sierra Avalanche Center, so it's not bikes, snow. it's a
People that
thing you
ride in the
glide on.
backcountry. Yeah, it's our local Avalanche Center is a nonprofit, and so it's just a way to raise some money for the organization. So stick around after and either turn your drink ticket and get one, because it goes towards the Avalanche Center, or buy a second because it helps out with everything they're doing through the year. And then that's kind of also the same thing with the concert. We're trying to get other people in town for the weekend to stop by and listen to music and have a couple drinks. And so that bigger part kind of goes into play back for the Avalanche Center rather than the event. But it's fun to be able to hang out. We'll do food again there in the village.
Taco truck?
Yep. This year will be different taco truck, but definitely
A taco
tacos,
truck.
But a taco
quesadillas, burritos.
Some kind of taco truck.
I forget what else.
Cool.
But yeah,
Veggie options, all the options.
one thing different for this year on Saturday is traditionally we've just done like hangout, concert, bar, have fun. But this year, the UCI requires us to do awards for the UCI categories on the same day. They're like, cool, glad you do your Sunday thing, but you have to give out the medals on Saturday to those categories. So we're actually going to do the UCI awards on Saturday right after the concert, so people can come and enjoy some music for a little bit and then do that. And then Sunday, we're still going to do the non-UCI categories for all of those people, and then the raffle after. So we're still going to do awards on Sunday.
We'll
but
do the overall still. Like even if they're UCI riders that are in the overall for whatever that route is, we'll do the overall awards and then the age groups for the non-UCI categories. Anything else Amanda has planned, and then call ticket numbers for an hour.
Do you have to sign up separately for your UCI category, or just automatically in if like you do really well, you just qualify? Or did you have to pre-qualify, say I'm doing a UCI, or I want to do UCI points or whatever, however it works?
Yeah, it's in bike reg, like whatever category you sign up for. So the certain age groups, if you're in that age group in that distance, then you're just in it for that race.
Just in.
Okay. Yeah.
We're sending Vic to the Netherlands.
Yeah.
I'm going straight to the Netherlands.
Yes. I'm gonna put in a request right now for your Team USA
Your jersey
jersey.
size, yeah.
There you go.
Now,
Awesome.
I might have steered somebody in the wrong direction here. Richard for the meme, a little scared now. I think like, well, I mean, I know that part of what you guys do is you want to make sure whenever you've given your notes and ride things, you want to make sure people don't show up underprepared. Like, I know that you just want people to take it seriously, make sure that they're hydrated, make sure that they've got big tires on there, and just to really be prepared, because like just don't want to flippantly tell people just show up, bring your cyclocross bike, you'll be fine. I know you guys just take it seriously. You just want to make sure people show up and that part's taken care of before they get there.
I think it's like like my favorite way to kind of think about it is like as a coach, but also it's like, when you were in college and you would have that one professor that would just scare the crap out of you when you'd get the syllabus and you're like, I don't know if I'm going to pass this. And then you like finish the class and you're like, it wasn't that bad and I got a B+. Like that's kind of the goal here. And so the good part about it is our success rate's higher than any other event I've ever been to. We've been to a lot of events in the last 15, 20 years. I can honestly say, like when we've taken like 8 people home, you're like, our success rate and people finishing and being able to like get through it because they do the homework is higher than anything else I've seen. And so that part I think we're proud of with it. It's like, yeah, it's hard and the name is a joke with it being tough, even though it really is the material that's left behind from the volcano. But it is like a scare tactic because we do want people to pay attention and the material can be soft in areas. And so pay attention to everything and make sure you're prepared because you don't roll as fast as normal in some of the sections. That's probably the best way to put it.
Yeah, and I think that the medium course this year is easier than it has been the past few years. Make it a little bit more palatable. So there's some more technical stuff, but from the standpoint of how hard that climb out of Owens Gorge is, like I think it's just gonna roll completely differently this year and be more fun is my guess. So if for people who have done the medium course before, expect it to be different in the back half and perhaps a little bit more fun.
It's definitely more fun. Like we rode it.
Yeah.
I had an athlete up here last weekend for a mountain bike race, Pedalpalooza, that happens every year. And then we went out rode Sunday, and then I took a couple other guys, and we went out to the long course, and he stayed and did 2 laps of part of this middle course, and yeah, he had a blast. He was like, I rode it at the second time because I wanted to go faster, and he's like, it's actually super fun. So yeah, it's and he was on 38s like when we went rolling out of town. He kept saying like, should I change him? I'm like, well, on race day, yeah, like don't ride those, but you'll get through it. And he managed it, but yeah, it just looked like he was on cyclocross tires compared to us, and we were laughing about it, because he was a little squirrely on some of the descents, but he was fine. Like I said, everything's rolling better than normal. And if we get rain, it'll be magic. If we get snow, that'd be the best. A little freeze thaw firms things up. It'd be amazing. I'm doing snow dances. I'm skipping the rain. I'm like, if we can get snow like Thursday and then it's just like chilly, it'd be perfect.
What if the snow sticks? Then we're in trouble.
Yeah, it won't stick on that side of the highway. It never sticks. Only January, February.
So I also see Nolan from the bike sauce. We're all scared for the medium. I'm curious to see what
his prepared.
I think maybe he was a little underbiked last year. You can comment on that, but I'm pretty curious to see what bike and setup he brings now that he's kind of been through it, and yeah, I'm looking forward. His video is pretty excellent too. So
He's been
switch
doing
that
some
on.
secret training this year. Talked to him this morning. He was a
Really?
little smashed after he went out for a workout, but I can say he's got 6 to 8 weeks of good work in him, more than he's ever done before, and so I expect big things from the bike sauce.
Yeah, look out, world. He's trying to win.
I don't know about that, but he definitely wants to feel better than last year. We were worried about him for a bit. His family was like, "Hey, have you seen this number? Did he finish?" And there was a couple hours there that we had all the ham radio operators checking in because we couldn't find him, and he was just not feeling the best on his way back. So he was taking his time and videoing things.
He's gonna smash it this year.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
No problem.
Well, I know. Yeah, I ran to Jonas Woodruff over there at the Big Bear, and he was pretty excited for this. And said it looks like he's kind of actually been off the dirt for a little bit lately. So I'm kind of curious to see him out there and all the other people come and mash it up, because he was mentioning the UCI angle on it as well, and and yeah, I'm just curious to see, what people next level, are going to do on this course and the expectations.
Yeah, for sure. It's gonna be different. Like, I'm pretty sure Jonas realized after that weekend that he actually can't make it to Mammoth this year because he has to be at Schwamigan for the Lifetime Grand Prix. He texted me and was like, "I didn't realize it was the same weekend." I'm like, "I know, you can't defend." I knew that when he had committed to the series.
Yeah, we
So
knew it
yeah,
the first.
unfortunately.
Oh,
But
Oh
I
man,
know.
But the talent pool's growing, I can say that. Like,
Yeah. It'll be a fun
a
race.
kid that I've coached since he was 14 is coming out from Ohio. Some other athletes that Amanda just saw out at Core 4. So
Lauren Stevens is coming. Our gravel national champion is coming to
that's
race
cool.
Mammoth as like her tune-up race for nationals. So that's
Hey.
exciting. Yeah.
I also heard something about Mammoth is an excellent place if like couples want to do it to get married. Is that true?
Especially in December, if there's a snowstorm. My only recommendation is like make a plan A, B, and then a C, because everything will not work the way A and B went. And that's what happened in December.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you think we're joking about the freak storms? We had one for our wedding. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Aw.
Like people were almost not even making it, and it was yeah, they wound up closing the highway. It was wild. Like it was a regular snowstorm, but just the winds were pretty brutal. So we had this whole plan that like, yeah, we're gonna do December's usually pretty mild, and we'll just do it outside on the patio, and it's gonna be small for our family, and then we'll meet everybody for the real party. And our plan A was we'll be outside with everyone. Plan B was we'll be outside in the snow, and then everybody can sit inside with the double doors open while we're on this new patio. And plan C was the winds are so strong nobody's going outside because it's blowing snow in the house. So we were all standing in the family room.
Plan C.
But it all worked out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was funny.
Unfortunately. I'm just kidding.
Some epic pictures afterwards, that's for sure.
With snow blowing across your
Snowball
wedding
fight.
Yeah,
rings.
exactly. I think
Yeah.
we both walked in with like soaking wet hair, like, "Hey, everybody."
I just want to go back. Elizabeth had a follow-up note here. Best tips for riding deeper sand. And, it's interesting because, like, I would say last year was the first time, like, and remember, that was a happy accident that I had the 2.2s on because I was planning on doing White Mountain. But on top of that, it was probably a big quantum leap, which it shouldn't be nowadays, and having the right tire pressure. because I've just always overinflated my tires. So I really just trusted the calculator on where my air pressure should be. And, you know, I would say even if you do come across sand that you're having problems with, it always seems to be short-lived. So I really don't think it's, I would just advise people, just don't try and grind through it all the time. Like if you really, you should just save your energy when you really need it. I don't know what
Hey,
would you say?
I have some advice, but I want David and Amanda to fact check me on this. So
Okay.
when I did it first time, when I got to the really deep sand, I noticed on the sides the sand looked smoother, and I went to the side and immediately got stuck because it was deeper. It was smoother because no one rode through it. And I think the thing to do is to try and, like they teach you in cyclocross, to ride in someone else's not trench, but what would you call it? Track.
Yeah.
And so it's more hard packed there, and I did that by myself when I was just there. You saw my ride, but I didn't see you, Amanda, but you saw my ride. And it was so much easier to ride right down the middle where their tracks were. So obviously air pressure helps, but don't go where it looks smooth just because it looks smooth, because I did that and just got stuck. So I think it's better just to ride through the track and just keep pedaling and look where you want to go and just keep going.
Yeah.
Because you start looking around, looking for a different spot, and then you're just like, and then you get stuck.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I would say speed is your friend in sand. Like a lot of times when people get squirrely or scared, you think you need to slow down and stop or brake or whatever, which is the worst thing to do in sand. It's so much easier to keep your speed and you'll just keep going and floating. And so I think one of the things that we've done with this course, all 3 courses, is routed it in a very specific way that you're usually going with speed on a lot of like the downhill sandy stuff, because we want you to be able to keep your momentum. If we made you climb through all that, it would just be slow and painful and not fun. So we've sort of made it strategic in that way that you're usually in an area where you can keep your speed, you look far ahead and just sort of lean back a little bit and don't try to dump that front wheel down to anything that would like sort of get you to lose that momentum. But sand is definitely like a fickle thing, and you'll figure it out pretty quickly if you're traveling to Mammoth. Like at one pre-ride, even you can sort of get a handle for it on how you need to position on the bike and whatnot. But yeah, it just takes practice really, and like you'll probably get better at it as the course goes on if you're just going to show up for Saturday. But it's definitely a skills thing to just sort of figure out. But Dave, I was looking at Kent Hammond's files from Strava because he's done so well at our event before. And every year in the description, he comments like, I love this race because I love riding through sand. It just made me laugh because like so many other
Nobody
people would
says
not
it.
say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Masochist.
Like lacrosse racers,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
but like we're the same way, and I would say the biggest piece is always, when we used to work with a lot of the kids that were trying to go race in Europe and do things differently, it's the very first thing I always tell them is like, you have to look farther ahead than normal, because where you look, you brake to. So when you look down, like I see the same thing. People get into like washboard and they stare at it and then it's like, and like you brake to what you look at. But if you're looking ahead, you're not going to brake and you kind of just trust it and let it go. The other biggest mistake people will make is getting in the drops, and you're going to bury the front wheel more by putting more weight down. Whereas if you're on the tops or the flats, the weight is actually back more. And so, we kind of like with drop bars grow up and learn to like descend in the drops, which is true on the road, but it's not always true if it's really soft. And so I would say, some of the descents, it's like you kind of just got to play with it, and like play with where you're looking and how far ahead you can look, and trust what you're doing and that your body can handle it, and keep pedaling. And if it feels soft, shift to 1-2 gears higher than what you would normally pedal. And if you kind of do those things, you'll kind of float and keep going. But I wouldn't say there's tons of sections that are sand. Like we have more pumice than we do sand, and because of that, it still floats better.
Yeah, if people really want to know next week when my Big Bear video comes out, there's like a 20-second clip of where I just know I'm in the wrong spot, and it's just a matter of time till I drift off, and it just slowly it's happening, and then sure enough, I just crashed off of there. So
Oh no, in sand.
well, I went off the side. I was okay, but like it'll be a good piece of education for people to watch before Mammoth Tuff of what not to do. I knew it was going to happen, and yeah, you could see our friend Brian from Redlands was positioned correctly. So please see where he is and not where I was. So,
Oh my gosh.
yeah, we have more questions here. I think we have the most questions so far. I think I know the answer to this, but any water crossings, I think water we're going through. I mean, we're crossing the Owens River, but we're not going into any water, correct?
Yeah, no wet feet.
Yeah, unless you fall off a bridge.
True.
Okay, so don't fall off any bridge. There's things on the side to prevent you, but please don't be overly aggressive. What's the biggest climb in the 90-mile race?
When you get the map and you look at the farthest part of the course, you're going to climb basically from the bottom of Chidago Canyon to the top of Deer Springs. That's the longest climb. I forget exactly the mileage, but I want to say it's, hang on, I have it open.
It's similar to last year's course. If you found the 2024 route, you'll see, I mean, for the most part, that course from just a visual standpoint, you're basically riding mostly downhill for the first half and mostly uphill for the second half. So on that, we definitely recommend really pay attention to your eating and drinking, because you have so much fun on the halfway point out there, and then you got to turn around and really put your head down, and if you got behind whatsoever on the way there, it's definitely gonna bite you later.
Yeah. Like pacing wise, that's the area that you want to make sure you save something for.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that climb out will be similar to last year, and it's like 12-14 miles, but it's kind of rolling where you're going to get to flat areas and then it goes again. But if you look at it as one segment, it's kind of one big
Net
climb,
positive.
even though there are I'm going to get to the road and go flat here for quarter mile. I'm going to get to this mesa and go here for a mile. It's still all part of that kind of climb.
Well, just the other thing here on the long, you definitely have, even though it shows three aid stations, you double back over them, so it's actually more than that, and there's pretty well spaced out to be covered. I think the longest stretch on the long is for water is maybe just to the first station, which is my favorite one. I'd rather have it at the beginning than at the end, because it seemed to do pretty well off of that.
And
we're going to add another in this year earlier, but I would say it's like Cobbler. If people have ridden in California, they're going to skip that one at 17 and just go to 35 or whatever it is usually. And so same here, we put something in early in case people want it, and it'll be more for the medium course. So the long riders will probably just pass by it. And then that first stop will be 31.
All right. Well, I guess they want to chime in. How loose is the gravel this year? New tire with Rex. I would say for TGIF, they should probably go 28-30.
I was thinking like a 32 slick with 28 in the front.
Vic, what did you ride when you did your pre-ride?
I was on this Giant in that picture, 2.25s.
Oh, cool.
Oh, nice.
Oh, you were floating.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to run. I love them. And they make me feel like a much better rider than the first time I did it.
Yeah, it's perfect.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Yes.
the wider the better. I mean, I think the
Yeah.
gravel's in pretty good shape, but yeah.
Yeah, I really was excited to put those 55s on. Well, actually not excited, but once I accidentally had them on for Mammoth Tuff, the great tire, the Renee Hurst Fleecer Ridge, and at some point I had to just take them off for some of the spring stuff, but I just couldn't wait to put them back on. So Vic and I did a little test ride this past weekend, and I'm like, oh yeah, these are a dream, and I'm gonna have a great time if people don't sabotage that bike. But yeah, well, yeah, well, we I think we hit tons of questions. We just want people to come. Uh, like I said, the Thank Gravel It's Friday people will be hosting the Shakeout ride. We may have our pre-shakeout ride again, and
Pre-ride to the pre-ride.
pre-ride to the pre-ride for people that are like me and wake up super early no matter what. But maybe if people saw our Bodie State Park video with that Dave was in, that kind of did
Yeah.
a little extended single track there. I don't know if we'll throw that in, but definitely part of that will be included. But we'll be posting about that soon. And I don't know. Yeah, this is definitely my. I hate when it starts. The time change is looming and the days get shorter. But definitely, like, this is a great transition into fall, and especially with the Eastern Sierra fall colors coming in, perfect time of the year. So we're excited to be back.
Yeah.
Any closing thoughts, Sheiks? CHIC?
Short course. I know we like made some notes just to hit things, but if people have done the short course in the past that they're coming back to ride it, hike a bikes out in Craters area that we rode, because there's been so much logging going on over there and cleaning the forest. It's more similar to the start of the medium route in the past. And so that'll shake things up for people, but they don't have to get off and hike anymore. Medium course people don't have to hit that side-by-side sand pit behind Lookout Mountain. We'll go around that. So like everything in those terms, we really made it roll better on the way out. And that's all friendlier. Long course is pretty similar. Medium course is going to be the biggest surprise for sure, and probably my favorite thing right now. What else, Amanda? What am I missing? Music
no.
shaking up.
Yeah, that's mostly it. I mean, I think for me, the big thing, read the rider guide. Like Zach said, we put an overabundance of information in there so people feel really good about having the information to start and do well. So please read that. Like, we get so many emails and questions where you can answer it if you just read the rider guide and check that out. So go through it all this year. For everyone that's been here for the past 3 years, this year's guide is almost like a game of Where's Waldo, of like, what changes did they make? Because it's a very similar guide, but we tweaked all the things that needed to be changed for UCI rules and how the course is going to look. So the rules are different. There's a bunch of notes in there about like what to expect. There's some Easter eggs of mileage and feet, so you could almost piece together your own route based on all of that information if you wanted to and figure it out. But yeah, everything's in there. You know what to expect. Just ask us any questions if you have any closing thoughts. And yeah, we can't wait to see everyone. It's only 3.5 weeks away, which is crazy. It's like right around the corner. So panic train, go.
Delivery came in yesterday. I was informed of the new Tuff jerseys. So cool thing is with Bellwether is they've allowed me to create my own collection of like clothing, where like when we first designed the bibs, men and women's, Amanda and I got to help with all of that. So like the materials and the hip sections that like won't blow out if you do crash, and the women's bib has a pull down so you can pee freely. How do we say that? Free range? What do you guys call it?
Yeah, freeway. That's what we called it on the bibs.
Yeah, that's what we were calling it. And then yeah, but there is a new jersey and a new colorway with it for this year, men's and women's. They'll be back out at the event. There'll be discounts all weekend and some other giveaways, so that'll be fun. And then there'll be, yeah, instead of giving away just clothing, I think we'll just do like gift cards in the raffle, so that they'll stay Sunday, and then if people win them, they can do it like last year. They just go over and pick what they want. I know Shimano has a new 1x12 Di2 drivetrain, which is really kind of the same thing as XTR, and I've been riding that on the mountain bike, and I can't say anything bad about it right now. It's like that mountain bike group is absolutely flawless. It's kind of amazing me.
Oh yeah, and Shimano's gonna be neutral support. So for everyone that saw Shimano at the aid stations last year, they're gonna be doing the same thing and hanging out longer at Hot Creek. So they saved a lot of people's days last year. So it'll be nice to have that as a backup scenario.
Yeah.
For the jerseys, are you going to have two, like race cut and regular cut type of things, or is it just going to be one style?
When we did the cuts, we took like a race sleeve, right? So like a laser cut comfort that's like a little bit longer, but we didn't when we chose the overall design, we made it a little looser fit than a true race cut. So
okay,
if you're like, yeah, I wear a small, and then you put on like a race cut, you don't wear a small, you're a medium, you know? And so this actually fits like the American market. So it's designed in a better way. I'll just say that. Like things are just slightly looser, but it's also the materials and the blend of materials and the way that they grab, it'll work right.
Okay.
One last closing thought. I said there was no way I was showing up to Mammoth Tuff this year unless you had a Rob Rosscop design T-shirt. And I am so stoked you did this. And I'm so disappointed. I have that skateboard and I cannot find it.
Oh,
It can't be that hard to find. So I was already combing my garage and I wanted to bring it. Well, I still have time to find it.
yeah. Yeah.
So it'd be pretty cool. But I mean, like, you have the coolest tees, but like, I was like, this has to happen, you know.
I made some extra stickers too, so if people finish, they can take them. Just because, yeah, I did appreciate the design more this year than any other, so I had to add extra little pieces here and there. So yeah, those Amanda should have got those at the house today.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Sweet.
The other thing,
Thanks,
if
guys.
people are coming from out of town and they want a rental bike on Bike Reg,
Oh yeah.
there's still a few available. But they started going pretty fast. Like we've done this in the past with Niner and demo bikes, and they did them for free. And so we actually found a shop up in Tahoe that reached out, Start House, and it was awesome. I went up and saw them at Truckee Gravel this year and saw the fleet, and they have cool bikes. And so, yeah, like there's actually some really cool options and things that are there, so that if you just want to fly in with your head unit and helmet and shoes, like make sure you bring your pedals, but you can set that up, register, they'll reach out, contact you, and everything will be ready to go when you get here.
Wow. They bring the bike from Truckee to you?
Yeah, they're just gonna bring down the trailer with their demo fleet in it, and then because they usually do demos up there, but that time of year, like, is kind of when after the holiday weekend, the weekend 2 weeks before or whatever, it starts to get quiet in the Sierra. That's like our shoulder season. Mammoth, it's not, because it's our endurance month, so it's like the Grand Fondo's the weekend before us, then it's our event, and the following weekend is Trail Fest, which is a running event, and so it stays pretty busy through September. So yeah, these guys actually ride bikes, and they're coming down to ride, and they were like, hey, you think people would want this? And so yeah, we just kind of threw it out there, and I think in the first month they like 6 were already rented, so We got bikes coming.
Awesome.
That's great.
Yeah.
All right. So enough talk, everyone. Please, we hope to see you there. If you haven't signed up, please register. Like I said, Vic and I will be out there Thursday night, starting at the Mammoth Brewing. Got the pre-shakeout ride before the shakeout ride.
Do we
The
need to
ride-
make this official party for Thursday night? Is there like a time? Should I talk to the people at the
TBD,
brewery?
TBD.
We're gonna work
think
on this. Well,
I think
it's
tell
like
people
go
to
ride Mountain View. Who's the underbiking downhill world champion? We'll make a fake time for you that they have to beat.
a really fast one.
That'd be funny.
Oh,
Cool. Well, Dave, Amanda, so psyched to have you on, and looking forward to seeing you very soon.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
thanks, guys.
So ready for a tough time. All right. Take
I was
care.
ready. Cool. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.